Bear with me for just a second here. I was wondering if I could share live broadcast on YouTube or Twitter like I can do for Twitch, but it doesn't seem like it. Again, this is all a learning process. Still trying to figure out how to do this end of maintaining a channel. Yeah, this is all a learning process. I'll turn that down, but that sounds like the mic works. If you've been watching any of these videos, you know it's very necessary for me to check. Let me see if I can share this. I can, good. Just bear with me 1 second here. All right. Okay, so we're going to complete this easy run. This is the third run of 5. We tried to get through difficult last time. I think last Thursday or Friday. I think it was Friday. Friday or Saturday. I'm forgetting. And we ran out of ammo, and unfortunately that meant that we were done for. We could not get out of a zombie attack. We're standing on top of a car, and it just didn't work out for us. So after that run finished, we made a tombstone. We started another easy run, and I think we're about halfway through the country. So what I'm looking to do is just finish this run. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how quickly it goes. I might start another difficult run. And if things go well, maybe I'll continue that. Or I'm going to do it offline and maybe just share the video if it works. Or maybe come on, at the very end of it, stream that part. These videos don't seem to be getting a lot of views, so I don't know if I'm going to continue streaming on YouTube. And I don't really have any ways, at least I haven't been able to figure it out, how to get Twitch streams onto YouTube, because I like that. I like to share those if I'm going to do that over there. But anyway, we'll continue with the run. And once we got here last time, we didn't do anything. So we could use a little bit of rest. The car could definitely use repair. We have 12 scraps. We have lots of food, 11 med kits. We have 374 ammo, which is good for now, but we got to keep an eye on that ammo, especially on our next difficult run. We have 6 fuels. Yeah, we ran out of all sorts of stuff at the end of the last run. So let's see what we have here. We have jobs. There was a hit and run. We're going to use that. So a lot of this is going to be, if you watched any of the other runs, a lot of this is going to be the same kind of stuff. Chances are that, it'll be certainly different than the last easy run, because these games are very random and you never know what's going to happen. But I figured to make it a little bit more entertaining for anyone who ends up watching, I thought I'd just share a little bit about the news that came out today, the confirmation that PlayStation is actually closing the PS3, Vita, and PSP stores. You can no longer purchase any content on the stores once the closeout is rolled out in the summer for the PS3. I think it's June or July, and I know Vita is August at some point. So once I heard the rumor, I decided, you know what, why don't we go on and play a Vita game on the PS4 that I can, share and kind of talk about this. Seemed like the right thing to do. So I'm gonna see if I can multitask here and do all this and provide you guys with some commentary about that news while also creating this content here. So I have to say I'm kind of bummed. At the same time, old games are old, and I have a PS3 and a Vita that I still play. I played my PS3 last, I want to say, probably December. And my Vita I probably played February, maybe January. I definitely keep using both the consoles, and the good news is we're not losing anything, supposedly. Any content, any games, any DLC that you purchased is yours to keep, which, obviously that's how it should be. But I'm more worried about playing a game and then forgetting, I didn't buy that DLC, downloading it, starting to play it, and then realize you don't have DLC, or what's going to happen with the free content. Like, for instance, I was really big into Lego Dimensions when it came out, and a lot of those games, a lot of that game is you buy a little minifigure and you put it onto the little play, the accessory, I can't remember what it was called at the moment, and it would send you to the store to download the gameplay for that character, because there was so much information built into the game. It kind of was necessary to download each character as they came in. So stuff like that, stuff that if you go to, and again, Lego Dimensions, that was like a 3-season thing that only ended up having 2 seasons. 13 ammo, nice. And they cut that short because they found out that the Toys to Life, is that what they called it? That whole genre just didn't play out very well. So what do we have here? Hold on, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, boss fight, okay, I see. Zombie deer. So as I was saying, Lego Dimensions itself didn't really go as far as its potential was supposed to take it. But and there's very few people who probably still intend to play it. But I just see that as a really good example, because with that you buy the minifigures, you pay money for the minifigures, so you own the content. But once the PS3 store shuts down, if you're playing on a PS3, you can't access that content. It's yours now, but you can't access it. So I wonder how all that stuff is gonna play out. Also, my heart cries out for the Vita. It has gotten no love whatsoever these last few years. And they sold it so hard when it came out. They made it sound like you could remote play any PS3 game when it first came out, which is the whole reason why I bought it, so I could play my video games while I was at work or something. Oh, Styx is broken an arm. Actually, let me take a look at. Oh yeah, we're almost there. Yeah, let's investigate. Hold on 1 second. Trying to make sure shower someone must have built. There isn't much running water these days. A shower should feel nice. Who should take the shower? Oh, that's right. We get a shower. Let's take the shower because they hurt themselves. They're refreshed. They should feel better. Yes. Okay. Great. But once they switched to PS4, the Vita had like a second life in remote play. You know, there was so much. I have enough mufflers. There was so much to do. I'm gonna have to probably scavenge. Yeah, we need some scraps. But I mean, there was already a plentiful amount of games, whether or not some people thought there was, right? But with the PS4, you could remote play. I think 100%, or at least like 99% of any games on the PS4, you can simply just sign in and play them. And remote play was such a great feature. So obviously this store has nothing to do with remote play, but they really kind of forsaken the Vita. They haven't seemed to care about it one bit, and they've kind of disavowed it. And of course they stopped making the Vita in certain countries, and I think completely. I think in Japan they also stopped producing it, and they kind of phased out a good portion of the PS3 and the Vita sections in the web store. You know, well before this weekend. So it's just such a shame to see what they did to the Vita. I was such a huge fan of the Vita when it came out, and I didn't get it for the first probably year that it was out, but I eventually did, and I was led to believe that you could, as I said before, that you could kind of remote play any game, like especially the PS3 games. I did find out eventually that you couldn't do that, but I learned to live with it, and I played such an amazing array of games. So I thought maybe I'd just go through, if I can, and just mention some of the games that if you own a Vita, or especially if you just got a Vita, some of the games that are Vita exclusive. Because I mean, the PS3, there's a million games, and to be honest, I don't have PS Now. I don't know what games are offered, but I have many of my friends talk about PS Now and how there just isn't enough on offer, you know, that they really wish that just more was available on PS Now for, you know, what it costs, and for the fact that it is kind of the only place you can access a lot of these PS3 games. But I don't know enough about it to really talk on that. But the Vita, on the other hand, hold on. Do we have a? No, we don't. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna repair here. I didn't remember what kind of upgrades we had. I mean, I was on Amazon today. I had a little bit of Christmas money left over. I bought myself an Elgato because I'm kind of tired of using Share Factory. That was horrible. And on my wish list for the longest time was a new Vita. And I was looking at it today and was wondering, should I even bother? Should I bother attempting to get a new Vita? Because the Vita I have, I took it to work with me every day. It got a lot of use, a little too much use probably. The case I had for it was kind of this felt case. It wasn't a hard case, and that's probably part of the reason why the sticks don't work as well. And oof, oh, that was bad. I also wasted my 4 scraps. Oh well, we're halfway though, so we're good. Let's see what we can trade. Yeah, but my Vita's a little, it's on its last leg, so I was thinking if I get a new one, then I can, you know, hold on to that for whatever I want to pull up from my backlog and play. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. 4 of their scraps to offer for 1 of your mufflers. I only have 2. No. 1 of your batteries or 21 of their ammo. Quick snoozle. Sorry, I kind of lost track of what I was saying there. Oh yeah, my Vita's not in the best shape, so I was looking at possibly getting a new one, just before they became so obsolete and so expensive to get. But now I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth the money. It's worth the time, and I don't think it's worth setting up a new one. Something going off on the road. Would you get out and look? Yeah. Shady looking fellow, game of cups. Care to try your luck? $20. I don't remember how much money I have. But this is easy, so we can do it. Find the blue ball, win a prize. Find the red ball, win the grand prize. He lifts the cups and shows you the location of the balls. He begins swapping the cups with a flurry of hands and cups that likes, of which you've never seen before. He stops. Which cup shall it be? Left, middle, or right? Let's go right. You lift the red cup. Better luck next time. Should I shoot him? I mean, it's just $20. Yeah, I mean, come on. He's just trying to make a little bit of money. Maybe he swindled me, but that's not a reason to shoot him. Anyway, so I thought I'd go through and just mention a couple great games that I've had on my Vita that are kind of exclusive. Star Drone Extreme was one of the first ones that a Badger, oh nice, that is kind of exclusive to Vita, but there is a Star Drone Deluxe or Star Drone for the PS3. I don't know why, but I just absolutely love this game. It's kind of like a pinball game, but it's a whole space themed, and I don't know why. I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. Frobisher Says is definitely a what kind of upgrade we have here. Never break, never need replacing. Can I afford it? Oh, shoot, I only have 37. Thanks to me giving away 20. Suicide, no thank you. Sell. No, and I need fuel. And they don't even have fuel here. Okay. And we got an hour until, yeah, we'll scavenge. But Frobisher is one of those games that's Vita exclusive because it was kind of like it was like kind of like a Wario game where there's all sorts of little mini games, all sorts of tiny little mini games. Every mini game is different, but they focused a lot on like touch and motion control. Actually, I'm kind of proud of myself being able to focus and talk at the same time about this stuff. But I'm probably gonna get okay. Good, I made it out alive. And it's got such a nice humor about it, and it's so fun. But the only problem with it was one of the trophies, and I think there was a tiny bit of DLC. And again, DLC, like forget it. If you haven't purchased the DLC for any of these games, and you don't get it before, I mean, it's on the Vita August, what is it, 17th or something like that. That's it. You're never gonna have 100%. And I am a completionist for the most part. That's why I call myself an imaginary completionist, because I have about 4 games that are not complete right at the moment, just because it takes too long. It takes too much of my time and effort to go back to games I haven't played forever. Anyway, but there was a DLC trophy, I think, where you had to do a specific thing in a specific mini game that it was so random what games you would end up getting to play that it was nearly impossible, and it was all for chance. It had something to do with like 5 old guys that you got a trophy if one of the old guys did something specific, and if he was all the way to the left, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember it was like so based on chance that it seemed nearly impossible. That was the only struggle I had with the game, but it was the humor of it was so fun. And then the same team, or at least the same graphic artist, went on to make Hohokum, which is such a beautiful game and such a joy to play. A little hide and seek between a bunch of worms or snakes or some kind of one-eyed, long, slithery things, whatever you want to call them. But such a great game. That, fortunately, like a lot of these games, and Oregon Trail included, were cross-buy and cross-play, where you could play it on the Vita, but you could also play it here on the PS4. You could play it on the PS3, and just that's the only saving grace. Is I still have, a number of games, but not that many that maybe I purchased to play on the Vita and never got around to it, but I still can play now, or at least I can replay if I want to on the PS4. Hotline Miami 2 is one that I haven't been able to finish. I haven't gone back to it in quite a long time, but I could not get those A+ ranks, or is it just A? I couldn't get the A ranks on those levels. Man, they're so freaking hard. Take my money. Oh, thank you. Try to get away from these guys. I got plenty of ammo, but that's what I said last time. And look where it got me. I need that scrap. Anyway, so another game. The 2 kind of AR games that I played on my Vita that were a lot of fun. At this point, they're kind of past their prime. They're old enough, and the Vita system is old enough that it's really not worth looking into. But I loved Pulsar and Open Me. Open Me was great. Open Me was this AR game where you had to print out the AR cards or use the AR cards that came with the Vita. Oh. I think I must have gotten grabbed from the bottom. I didn't see anybody. I'm fine. But I think that was the last. That's medium. And we have 134. Oh, okay. But I need fuel, but they don't have fuel. Let's see what we can trade. 7 of their dollars for one of your batteries. No. But Open Me was great. You put down these AR cards, and then you use your Vita camera on the card, and it created this kind of box, and you had to figure out how to open the box. And some of them would be like robots, or these like boxes with all these chests, or different games on them. You'd be able to walk around the box and look at it from different perspectives and finally find the solution. And it was just so much fun. It was a really good time. $5 of their dollars for $5 of your fuel. No, I need it the other way around. Fiverr has one of their mufflers to offer for one of your tires. I'm going to take that because I'm going to also buy the tires that never have to be replaced. I want to keep waiting for a little longer because I need fuel, and I'm going to end up needing to do something about it. One of your fuel? No. One of their med kits for 26 for your food. Yeah, I'll take that. Because I got plenty of food. The only problem with it was you had to have perfect lighting. With that, with Pulsar. I played Pulsar in my dining room with the sun like shining through the windows. Because you have to put out like all the AR cards and make this whole like circuit board kind of a maps. And I think they would create like tanks and things like that. And I mean, it was interesting. It was fun. So hard to get it to work correctly. And even in Tearaway, sometimes the lighting had to be just perfect. It was unfortunate. But those were really fun. And OpenMe, it wasn't very popular here in the States, but I assume it did better in Asian countries. Jacob Jones was another one from long ago that was really great. Oh, I got 60 scrap from all that. That's great. I just wish I had some fuel. Oh well. Yeah, Jacob Jones. I don't know what ended up happening to that. It's a fun point and click adventure about like a Bigfoot that you meet at camp as a little kid. And it was such a cute story, and it ended on a cliffhanger, and I don't know why they didn't continue with it. We have a long way to go. This obviously isn't going to work. How far are we? We're getting pretty close, actually. Alright, well, we'll embark, and then maybe we'll get lucky. We have to cross a horde in front of it's large in size and it's docile. I'm going to attempt to sneak through. Do I have an upgrade that lets you win? Yeah, I didn't even look at that, at the options. I think I have an upgrade that allows, makes it so that every time you use your guns to get through, you are automatically successful. Yeah, but I really wish I knew what happened to Jacob Jones. That was such a cute little story. Looking through here, Wake Up Club was definitely an interesting experience. You would have to connect with like people around the world and use an alarm clock, and I can't even remember what I had to do. It was very early on in the years that I've had the Vita. I mean, maybe that's one of those that could, certainly be forgotten. But it was definitely an experience. Resistance Burning Skies. That was definitely something on the road ahead. Out of fuel. Okay, we have to stop and trade. 72 of their food, 36 of your ammo. No. So we're just we might stop and do some resting here at some point. One of your batteries for 24 of their dollars. No. But Resistance Burning Skies, 3 of their fuel. Oh yes! Yes, excellent. We can go. Okay. Yeah, we're good to go. We're gonna probably have to repair at some point. I mean, as first-person shooters goes, and as resistance games goes, the video quality of your camera missing. Come on, ridiculous. It was not the best graphics. You know, it was not the best story, but it was definitely something. Oh, it's broken down. We gotta repair. All right. It was definitely an interesting experience. You know. And all these are from the young days of the Vita. You know, back then there was a lot of kind of iOS games that is the whole reason why they went into the whole Vita handheld with the touch aspect, was because phone games were becoming a lot more popular, and there was a ton of phone games that were on the system as well. I haven't pulled it up yet, but I know Sunflower was a game that I played on the Vita. You had to move the Vita in the other direction, you know, so that the long way was going up and down. Not horizontal, but vertical, I guess, or maybe the other way around. And that game was... you want to talk about something that took a lot of random twists to it. There was a lot of trophies that just didn't work unless you got super freaking lucky. Night Underground. Well, that was on the PS3 as well. Escape Plan originally was Vita only, and then they did release it for the PS4. That is such a cool game. What else we have here? We have Floating Cloud God Saves the Pilgrims. That, yeah, no, you can stay away from that. Proteus was horrible. Dokuro, or Dokuro, Dokuro. That is such a cool game. It's the artwork for that game. It's like pencil drawn, and you're like saving the princess, but then I think the princess and you trade off. It's been a while, but I know that there was some sections where there was like a gauntlet of bosses that you had to fight through. Almost got perfect there. That kind of was difficult. I found difficult for a long time. And why don't we just keep going here? But the artwork and the gameplay, other than that, was like really, really nice. Oh, that's what you were. You were like a little skeleton guy, and then you would transform into like this prince, or you know, with a sword, and each form did different things. Really nice. Let's see. There's Open Meme. I talked about that. Puddle was an interesting game. I think Puddle was made by a bunch of college game designers. I think it was like a college project. Am I gonna make it? 31 miles. Come on, get there. Probably run out of fuel as I get there. Okay, good. But I thought it was kind of neat, all the different things that they, I don't have it yet, huh? I can't afford it at the moment. I'm not going to need medkits. Any hit and runs. We have a dangerous $8 and a dangerous 8 fuel. Alright, we're going to go for it. I might not be able to talk too much while I do this one. But Puddle was originally, I think it was just Vita at the beginning, and then I know that they did come out with another version later on. I think you could play it on the PS3 at some point. Am I gonna be able to get past this tree here? Don't get stuck. I want 8 fuel, so I don't have to worry about fuel anymore. Be nice. Please let me get through. Okay, good. I'm not getting stuck. Very good. And the tree actually makes a nice barrier too. But it was difficult because you had to get. You were rated by the speed and how fast you went, which is different. I know it doesn't sound like it is, but it is. And it was like, I think probably something silver and gold. I don't remember what I guess bronze, right? You know what? Let me do 2 more. I got so much food in me as well. But there was a couple levels in there that gold was nearly impossible to get. But that I do believe that did come out for other systems as well. Murasaki Baby. That's an interesting one. I like odd games, and that's definitely an odd one. I suggest you check that out if you have the time and you feel like it. I got 8 fuel. I got 20 scraps. I got tires I'm not gonna need. I think I'm good. I think we're gonna head out and we're gonna go to Safe Haven. Let's see what else we have here. Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. Now that's a Vita specific version of an Arkham game. It was really neat. I really liked that game. One medkit went missing, that's fine. Horse sticks. Let's keep an eye on everybody's health. I could probably, you know what, I should probably have given myself a medkit. Oh, it's not gonna matter, never mind. Muffler ends up breaking it, we're fine. But it had this, 2.5 perspective. It was like, it was 2D, but then sometimes it would go into 3D. 46 more food, we're fine, we have so much food. And some of the gameplay and the detective aspect and the combat was fun. Really nice little game. Zombie manages to grasp it and bite Jesselyn. Oh no. You know what, that we're gonna allow it. Because we do want to keep everybody alive though. Because we already lost one person. But here we are, we're already at Safe Haven. But Blackgate was really nice. I played Arkham Asylum. I didn't I didn't get the platinum, all because the challenges. I couldn't get a bunch of the challenges done. So, unfortunately, don't have the platinum in that, but I did finish the story. I did enjoy it. It's the combat was kind of, I found the combat a little tricky to do for the challenges because you have to constantly be parrying and hitting. It's just all sorts of, it has a very distinctive, damn it, it has a very distinctive combat system that others have also tried to kind of mimic. I should probably focus on what I'm doing here, but at least I have 3 people. So the question is, can I get past this entire horde here? Shoot! Oh man, am I gonna ruin this run? I'm never gonna be allowed to stream again. Yeah, that's what I should get them all up nice and high. But watch this, I don't get hit by somebody. There's one there, we're gonna circle back and get that. You know what, why not? We'll go this this way. Take him out. There's so much ammo in there as well. Alright, let's... I have so much ammo, I may as well clear out. Thank you. I'm getting a little nervous there. Okay. We still got 2 more runs to do. And the green baddies haven't come out yet. The slimy ones. Where is the last one? I just want to check over here because I know I gotta get 2 more. I don't see the last can. I know there's a one that I passed. But where the heck is the last one? Ooh, got a boo. That would have gone horrible if I was worried about other guys getting close to me. I'm very concerned about what we're going to do about that. 'Cause I don't see any hanging out on the edge of anywhere. I can't shoot him, right? Sometimes I think in this game, when you collect 1, it counts as 2. I mean, because I don't think it's hiding behind any of these things. And it's not like it's over here, right? No forge ahead. The hope is that one can's going to count for 2, but it's very unlikely. Okay, I got lucky. I got real lucky. We're gonna get rid of this guy. Path just cleared for us. Alright, I think we're gonna be able to finish this run. Still alive. Okay. Well, because I was a little too focused on blabbing about the Vita. I guess I missed. I lost a few lives in there, but it is what it is. It went well. I'm just looking through my list here. Oh, Monster Bag. Monster Bag. Boss. Boss was like a boss. What do they call those? Where it's just a bunch of bosses that you fight, but they were like kaiju. They were like big, like Godzilla kind of creatures, if I remember correctly. Poltergeist was really cute, but that's on the PS4. But Monster Bag was Vita specific. Like there were certain things that you had to do with your Vita in order to do it. Kilka, I don't think Kilka came out anywhere else for anything else, but that's one of those kind of mobile-like games. I had no money. Money zero? Really? Actual Sunlight, but that did come out in other places. It's such a sad game. Additional tombstones, any? Okay. Break Quest Extra Evolution. That was kind of like a breakaway game that was free on the Vita. But I think it had content that you could purchase. 3-Force Home, but that did eventually come to PS4. The Hungry Horde. Oof. The Hungry Horde was a pain in the butt. I mean, it had a lot of fun qualities about it. You're like a horde of zombies. You infect people and your horde grows. But, oh man, they had some trophies that were nearly impossible. And there was one, I think again, you know, some of these Vita games, and certainly PS3 games, not as much nowadays. Like nowadays, every single game has DLC. But some of these Vita games had DLC, and if you owned, I think Hungry Horde, I feel like Hungry Horde was a PS Plus game? Maybe not. But any game that you were given on PS Plus for any of these consoles, they don't give you the DLC with it. So you could have 60, 70 free PS3 games. You could have a bunch of Vita games. If you were grabbing them when they came out, you just never played them, chances are you have a ton of games. And if you're a completionist, if you care anything about completing a game 100%, if you value your card and keeping it at 100% or as close to it as possible, that's the thing that can really ruin it. It really can ruin it. So you have to pay attention to these games that have the DLCs. But Hungry Horde, it had one specific, it was a thing that had something to do with snowmen. You had to find all these snowmen, and it's just like Frobisher says, where it's like everything is procedurally generated, kind of like this game a little bit. But there was like levels that, there's areas that you would only come into contact with like 7% of the time you would play. And on that 7%, where you would have enough time to, I think you had to like knock down or attack all like 10 or 12 snowmen in the area. You had to know exactly where they were. They always moved. They weren't always in the same place. And you're controlling a horde of zombies, and you're also working on getting to the end of the area so you can survive and you can continue playing the game. So it's such a pain in the butt. And I think not only that, I think the trophy was like glitched. You wouldn't get it half the time you did the exact thing you were supposed to do. They wouldn't even give you the trophy. So very unfortunate. Hitman Go is quite a nice game. That's a lot of fun. It is on the PS4, it says here. And I think Hitman Go was one of the only 3 or 4 games that you can't play on the PS5. You can't play the PS4 version on the PS5. Very strange. Dead Nation, there's Oregon Trail. I'm looking at my trophy list, all of my Vita games. There's Oregon Trail when I put it on the Vita. Dead Nation, of course, has its own PS3 version. It has a PS4 version. That's the only version I haven't played again. Hateful Boyfriend. Was Hateful Boyfriend on PS4? Super Exploding Zoo, PS4. Theo Drifter, I think that has a PS4 version. Oh, Run Like Hell. Don't play that game. I regret never playing that game. I found it to be extremely offensive, and I'll say it, I think it was racist. I think it was completely offensive with the whole basis of that game. And once I started playing it and I saw what they were doing and some of the illustrations, I was like, I really regretted ever getting into it. So that's one that you can go ahead and skip. Taco Master, that never came anywhere else, right? Yeah, that's a fun one. I played that when we took our kids to Disney World. That was on my Vita, and I played that at night when everyone else was, drifting off to sleep. Beautiful game. Entwined is also on the PS4. The Quiet Collection. The Quiet Collection is such a simple, kind of short little vignettes of these tiny little games, these little puzzles, or I don't even remember what you had to do in it, but I know the whole thing took me very little time to play. The Broken Sword series, I believe, has also come to the PS4. Severed is one of the last few games that were specifically made for the Vita after it was already kind of given the cold shoulder by PlayStation. Drinkbox went ahead and made Severed anyway because they had such success with Guacamelee. That was the first game of it. Had such success with it, and a lot of people who bought it and played it on the Vita. I played it on the Vita as well. Tall Trees was no fun playing that on the Vita. That was difficult to do. As was that other platforming section on Guacamelee where you have to jump. You have to do all that platforming and the platforms disappear. That was really bad. Level 22 was a fun game where you have to sneak around an office building. Ratchet and Clank had its own Vita version that the trophies do not cross-sync with the PS3 version, and I have yet to complete the there's Ace Ventura? No, it's not his name. There's some racer that you have to fly against in Up Your Arsenal, the second Ratchet and Clank. I could not, for the life of me, steer the spaceship properly through all the rings. It's kind of like Superman 64. You have to steer through all these rings and get to the finish line before he does. I haven't been able to do it, and that's the last 2 or 3. I think 3, because I think you get them from all 3. The last 3 bolts that I needed for that game. It's spring again. I don't think that's on the PS4. That's like a quick 7-minute video game that you just. I think it was meant for just like newborns, just something for them to touch the screen here and there. The people that did one arm kutka or one man kutka, can't remember what it's called, but the graphics are relatively the same. Resogun had its own PS3 and Vita release. One-eyed kutka, there it is, or kutka. I think mostly everything on here. Undertale was on PS4, right? Yeah. Oh, and now I'm remembering one very important game. We haven't gotten to it yet. Here on my list. Sir Eats a Lot. I have a friend on PlayStationTrophies.org who raves and raves about Sir Eats a Lot. I did not like the game. I personally, I struggled to get through certain sections of the game. There's one place where you have to get like these coffee beans or something. Oh, I got so frustrated at it. I really struggled. But the artwork and the creatures, and there's a lot of spirit. There's a lot of joy in playing that game. So you should certainly check it out and decide for yourself. I would suggest, it's such a small, I think it's a 2-person development team. And I think they're working on their 2nd game or maybe their 3rd game right now. No, because they've definitely released something since then. But you should definitely check it out. But I personally, I struggled through some of it. And I think I'm just seeing that frustration as a reason to lash out. But I'm sure it's a fine game despite the struggles I went through. Furman's, it's another kind of one of those kind of phone games. Uncharted Golden Abyss, obviously, one of the premier Vita games, and something that cannot be played anywhere else. It cannot be remote played. It can't be, like, you can't even play it on the PlayStation TV device, because there are certain motion controls and touch controls that you cannot mimic with any other controller. So that's definitely worth checking out if that's your style of gameplay, third-person shooters. If you like the Uncharted series, you better grab it before it's gone for good. Yamawari Midnight Shadows is also on the PS4. Okay. And I think the last one, it's right here in front of me, but I wanted to double check before I talked about it. Oh, Doctor Who, the Eternity Clock. I played that because another friend on PlayStation Trophies had it on her custom list. She's part of the guide team staff with me, and so I was like, okay, sure, I'll check it out. It's I think it's Matt Smith and River Song. If you're familiar with Doctor Who. And I think once that season, like 6 or 7, I think, of the new Doctor Who that came out around then, and it's the two of them, working together to get through a couple areas. Well, Room just came out about a year ago. WURROOM. That was such a mind-blowing game. It's such a crazy, hypnotic, kind of surreal experience, and it's cheap, it's super quick, and it's a shame if you miss out on it before you can buy it. Shimmy, no, that's on PS4. Surge Deluxe is one of the last ones I played. That was another kind of phone game kind of thing. It had, the final trophy on that was to blast or blow up like 100,000 or 100 million blocks, and you're blowing up like rows and rows of them every single minute that you're playing. And I had to play for months and months before the trophy actually popped. So that was unfortunate. Just going through the rest. King Oddball, I believe, is also on PS4. Bastion, I'm playing that on my main account right now. And everything else I'm looking at here, tons of Ratalaika games, tons of all the Poggy games, all the Lightwood games can be also cross-played on the Vita. I think sometimes they sell their Vita versions of a lot of the games that they release. You have to buy that separately. So if you want to stack these games, make sure that you look out for that before you lose your chance of buying those games. But and then the only other game that I was gonna say is Papers, Please. We were so fortunate to get that on the PlayStation system, but the only place it is in PlayStation, in Sony products, is the PlayStation Vita. And it's good because, I mean, that's a PC game and that's a touch game. I could not see how you could play that with a PS4 controller, because you have to kind of multitask. You have to use like 2 different fingers at the same time to really, make sure that you're dotting all your I's and crossing your T's. But it's such a beautiful game. It's got kind of really, really coarse graphics. But Lucas Pope, man, he does some crazy stuff. Oberdin, Papers, Please. He has like 3 or 4 other games where it's just, you got a list of things you got to do, and you're just so focused on getting these things done correctly. And he really ups the stakes in Papers, Please, because your family's on the line, your life is on the line, your country's on the line, and you feel a lot of responsibility for doing it. But it's such a great experience, and it can only be on the Vita. And that's one game that if you haven't purchased and played, I really suggest, if you have a Vita, that you grab that between now and August, because you're really missing out. I mean, it is available on PC. If you game on the PC, if you game on the computer, I'm sure you can get yourself a copy of it there. But as far as PlayStation, as far as trophies, as far as keeping it Sony, that's your only option. And games like that are no longer going to be available for those who don't already own them. And then once they take away purchasing, how long until the licensed content that we've paid for is also taken away? It makes you wonder, makes you worry, honestly. How long have I been? This is a little over an hour, just a little over an hour. I don't think I'm gonna start a difficult run just yet. I kind of wanted to just blab about the Vita and some of the games that I've really enjoyed, and just kind of finish this run. I may do a difficult run offline, because, as I said, I mean, these aren't really getting a lot of views, and they're not even getting views after they go on YouTube for replay. So I don't really see a point in wasting anybody's time by doing another difficult run that may or may not be something I can complete. So once I know that it will be able to be completed, I'll either record it and throw it up, or maybe I'll jump on like in the last town or two if I have enough fuel and money and health kits and all that stuff, and it doesn't go the way that the last one did. Maybe I'll put that on. But if not, then maybe I'll just do it on Twitch and see if I can get views that way. But this is all still a learning experience for me. I'm still trying to figure out how to do all this. I'm trying this streaming stuff out. This is not something I'm going to do all the time, but because of the rumors that are now confirmed about the Vita store going away, this game was heavy on my mind, and I figured it's random enough with its outcome that it's kind of worth watching a stream of it. So I hope if you have tuned in, that, and if you made it all this way to the end here with me blabbing on for so long, I hope you found something enjoyable here. Maybe you learned something. Maybe this is one of the games that you're gonna check out. Again, this and so many of the games that are available on the PlayStation Vita are also available on the PS4 and can be played at your leisure. But the games I mentioned before, most of them aren't, so you might want to check them out. That's of course coming from me, who hasn't played Freedom Wars, who hasn't played Persona 4 Golden, who hasn't played I can't really think of any other Vita games that are Vita exclusive that people rant and rave about, but I know there's a few more out there. But keep an eye on them because, as I said, in August, they're gone. And if you still have a PS3 and you're kicking that around, I think you have until June or July to get all your content purchased, because that store is also going to go away. And the web store, apparently over the weekend for both of these, was phased out already. So you have to go onto your consoles and purchase them. I know one thing for the PS3. I know Infamous, which was made free because of the DDoS. I think it was the attack on the PlayStation Network, April of was that 2011? I think. I think they made Infamous free. I have to like jump through hoops in order to find it to download it on my PS3. So that kind of stuff might be problematic once they shut the store down. So if you have any games that are hard to find on your PS3 when you want to download them, if you're still using that console, you may want to get those downloaded before June, just to play it safe. And it also gives me a lot of options for what to play between now and then, because I definitely want to knock some of these games out so I don't have to worry about them once the store's gone. So anyway, something to consider. So hopefully my gabbing didn't bore you, and hopefully some of it was informative, and hope it helped. All right. I want you guys to have a great time and take care.